parsha, we learn about the first fundraising campaign in Jewish history. That was the campaign to go ahead and solicit donations for everybody to contribute towards the construction of the Mishkan. So Moshe, in the name of God, asked the Jewish people to contribute their raw materials, their gold, their silver, their copper, their fine wools, fine fabrics, and everything else. One of the things the Torah specifies to bring, and this was actually used for the pillar of the Mishkan, was atzeis shitim, a certain kind of wood that came from a tree. And the Rashi quotes a midrash and says, where did they get this wood from? If after all, if they were in the desert, the trees weren't growing there. So Rashi says something and provides a keen insight on this, and that is that many hundreds of years ago, prior to this story, that when Jacob, prior to him going down to Egypt, he went ahead and brought down the wood in order for the Jewish people to go ahead, when they leave Egypt, to be able to go ahead and take this wood and build the Mishkan out of that, build the tabernacle out of that. And it seems to be quite big of a hassle for Jacob to make sure the wood gets transported all the way down to Egypt, and then they would take it out of Egypt and build the Mishkan. After all, he didn't go ahead and send any other of the raw materials. Now, why specifically, when it came to this wood, were there such extra provisions made? And I think this tells us a very important insight and lesson, and that is, when we're dealing with the foundation of something, the foundation always has to be rock solid. The foundation of any project, the foundation of a building, even if it's a centimeter off, that will cause havoc and can be chaotic. And Yaakov Avinu foresaw that one day his descendants would go ahead and want to construct a Mishkan. And where they're going to get everything, they'll find a way where to find all the raw materials. But the foundation has to be from a pure source. And that's why it came from Israel originally. And that's why he made sure that wood was transported from Israel vis-a-vis Egypt into the desert for his descendants many years later. Folks, in our lives, many times we're involved in projects, and we go ahead and wonder where we're going to go ahead and get all these resources to make sure that the projects are done in an appropriate way. But we must never lose sight of the foundation. The foundation always has to be rock solid, and it always has to be done in a pure and ethical way. Have a wonderful Shabbos.